It might sound unbelievable, but here's something every senior needs to hear. The most dangerous time of day for your brain isn't during a stressful meeting or when you're out walking in the heat. It's actually the first 30 minutes after you wake up. Yes, that quiet window before you've even had your coffee could be silently increasing your risk of a life-changing stroke. And the scariest part? Most older adults have no idea. You might think, I take my medications, I stay fairly active, I eat decently. How could something as simple as my morning routine put me at risk? But here's the truth. Studies now show that what you do or don't do during those first few sleepy minutes can determine how well blood flows to your brain all day long. One particular study followed more than 29,000 adults and found that people who started their day hydrated had a 25% lower stroke risk just from drinking enough water. That's not a fancy drug. That's not a costly treatment. That's a glass of water. When you put that next to the fact that stroke is the second leading cause of death worldwide, and that most strokes in older adults happen in the early morning hours, it changes everything. It's no longer about just getting through the day. It's about protecting your independence, keeping your memory sharp, staying in control of your body and your choices. So if you're over 60 and want to stay strong, clear-headed, and in charge of your own life for as long as possible, stick with me. These next few minutes might just be the most important of your day. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever stood up from bed and felt a little dizzy? Like the room tilted just for a second? Maybe your vision blurred, or your legs didn't feel steady right away, or maybe you rushed straight into the kitchen, eager for your first cup of coffee, only to realize halfway through the morning that you forgot to take your blood pressure medication. Again, if that's ever happened to you, you're not alone. Thousands of people over 60 say the same thing. I feel fine most days, but mornings are tricky. There's a reason for that. You see, during the night, your body loses water through breathing and sweat. Your blood becomes slightly thicker. Your blood vessels become more constricted. And when you suddenly change position from lying down to standing, it puts extra pressure on your heart and brain. That's why so many seniors feel foggy, lightheaded, or just a little off first thing in the morning. It's not a weakness. It's not aging catching up to you. It's a physiological reality. And if we don't respect it, we risk triggering the exact kind of silent damage, like high blood pressure, surges, or poor circulation, that leads to stroke. But here's the good news. These effects aren't permanent. They're not set in stone. A few small changes, tiny habits you can start tomorrow, can tip the scales back in your favor. You've got the power to protect your brain, your heart, your clarity, and yes, your independence. So before we dive into those habits, I want you to ask yourself something. What would one extra healthy year of life mean to you? What if it started tomorrow morning? Here's what we're going to do together. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through 8 simple morning habits. Each one takes less than 10 minutes. Most cost nothing. And every single one is backed by real science showing it can help lower your stroke risk, support better circulation, and keep your mind sharper, especially as you age. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. You just need a little intention and a willingness to protect the years ahead of you. Because the truth is, good health isn't about luck. It's about small decisions repeated consistently, especially in the morning when your body's most vulnerable, but also most responsive. So here's what I want you to do as we go. Think about which of these habits you already practice. Which ones feel easy to start? Which ones might require a little reminder or setup? And share that in the comments. Because what works for you might inspire someone else who's just getting started. Also, if this kind of clear, practical, senior-focused health content matters to you, Hit that subscribe button for more videos like this every week, right here on Top 10 Health Warnings. Now let's get into it. Habit number 1 is so simple, so basic, and yet most seniors skip it entirely. Let's start with the easiest habit of all, yet possibly the most powerful. Drinking a glass of water within the first few minutes of waking up. Not coffee, not tea, just water. Room temperature is fine, a small 8 to 12 ounce glass. Now you might be thinking, how much of a difference can that really make? Well, a pretty big one actually. Let's go back to what happens overnight. As you sleep, your body naturally loses water, not just through sweat, but through breathing. Even if the room isn't hot, you still wake up mildly dehydrated. And what happens when you're dehydrated? Your blood becomes a little thicker, a little stickier. That might not matter much in your 30s, but once you're over 60, thicker blood means it moves more slowly through your vessels and is more likely to form clots. And as you know, clots are the leading cause of ischemic stroke. One study using data from over 29,000 participants found that adults who drank water first thing each day lowered their stroke risk by up to 25%. That's not a small number. Think about it. Would you skip a daily pill that could cut your stroke risk by a quarter? Probably not. So why skip this? Drinking water first thing also helps stabilize your blood pressure, especially if you tend to feel dizzy standing up. That sensation, called postural hypotension, is common in older adults and can be reduced by simply increasing morning blood volume. Hydration also helps your kidneys start clearing waste, supports smoother digestion, and makes your brain feel more alert. It even helps medications work better, because without water, many pills don't absorb the way they should. Here's a tip. Keep a glass or water bottle right on your nightstand. That way it's the first thing you see and the first thing you do, even before your feet hit the floor. You don't need lemon fancy minerals or powders, just plain clean water. Try it tomorrow. It might feel simple, but your brain and your future self will thank you. Here's something most people overlook. What's the very first thing your mind does when you wake up? For many seniors, it's not calm or peaceful. It's a flood of thoughts. Doctor appointments, pills to remember, family obligations, aches and pains, maybe even loneliness. This early mental rush triggers your body's stress response. Cortisol, your natural stress hormone, spikes. Your blood vessels tighten. Your heart rate speeds up. And before you've even left the bed, your blood pressure may already be climbing. Now imagine doing that every single morning for years. It adds up. But here's the good news. 5 minutes of focused, deep breathing can change all of that. You don't need a meditation app. You don't need music or a fancy mat. Just sit comfortably, close your eyes and breathe. Try this simple rhythm. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath for 4 seconds. Now exhale slowly through your mouth for 4 seconds. Repeat for 5 quiet, gentle minutes. This 4-4-4 breathing pattern helps calm your nervous system. It widens your blood vessels, lowers your heart rate, and helps reduce the morning blood pressure surge that puts so many seniors at risk. It also clears the mental fog. People who practice this say they feel more centered, more focused, even more energized afterward. And over time, deep breathing can improve memory, reduce inflammation, and support healthier circulation to the brain. Instead of rushing into your day stressed and distracted, why not start grounded and strong? 5 minutes. That's it. You can even do it while sitting on the edge of your bed. Tomorrow morning before the noise begins, give your body and mind the calm it deserves. Let's talk about breakfast. You might think, I don't eat chips or fast food in the morning, so I'm fine. But here's the catch. Many traditional breakfast foods for older adults are quietly loaded with salt. And the morning is when your body's most sensitive to it. Why? Because after 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your blood vessels are slightly constricted, your hydration levels are lower. That means your circulation is already working harder. And when you add in a salty meal, it's like squeezing a garden hose and then turning up the water pressure. What does that look like inside your body? A sudden rise in blood pressure. If you already live with hypertension, this combo can be dangerous, especially in those first hours of the day when strokes are most likely to happen. Let's be honest, foods like toast with cheese, boxed cereals, canned soups, frozen waffles, and even pickles can contain more sodium than you'd expect. So what should you do instead? Keep it simple and nourishing. Try plain oatmeal topped with fruit, a hard-boiled egg with some steamed veggies, or a smoothie with banana, spinach, and a spoonful of yogurt. Instead of reaching for the salt shaker or processed meats like bacon and sausage, flavor your breakfast with cinnamon, turmeric, or ginger. And don't be fooled by packaging that says healthy or light. Always check the actual sodium content. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 100 to 500 millimolar of sodium per day for older adults. Just one salty breakfast can take you over that in a flash. So tomorrow ask yourself, is this breakfast fueling my brain and heart or silently straining them? Starting your day with a low-sodium meal is one of the easiest ways to protect your arteries before the day even begins. What's the first thing you do after breakfast? Do you sit down at the table with the newspaper? Flip on the TV? Maybe check your phone while still in your robe? It might feel relaxing, but your body has already been still for 7 or 8 hours. And if the first thing you do is sit again, your circulation stays sluggish. For seniors, that slow start can quietly increase the risk of stroke. Here's a better idea. Take a short walk, just 10 to 15 minutes, even in your pajamas. Even if it's just around the house. When you walk, your muscles activate, blood starts flowing more freely, oxygen moves up to the brain, and your blood vessels begin to open up, naturally lowering pressure and reducing inflammation. You don't have to go fast. This isn't a power walk. It's a gentle signal to your body. The day has started. Let's move. If you can go outside, that's even better. Morning sunlight helps regulate your internal clock, improves mood, and reinforces a healthy sleep-wake rhythm. But if the weather's bad or you're more comfortable inside, walking in place or pacing the hallway works just as well. Here's something powerful to know. Studies show that older adults who walk daily, even at a slow pace, reduce their risk of both ischemic and hemorrhagic strokes. It also improves balance, which means fewer falls, boosts memory, which keeps your mind sharp, and lifts mood, which matters more than most people admit. One viewer shared how her grandmother started taking a daily morning walk after a minor stroke, and her doctor noticed a marked improvement in circulation and steadiness within weeks. So tomorrow, before the day gets away from you, lace up your shoes or don't, and take those first few steps. It's not about how far you go. It's about reminding your body it's still capable, still strong, and still moving forward. Here's a body part most people forget about in the morning: your neck and shoulders. But this area plays a surprisingly big role in how well blood flows to your brain. Think about how you sleep. Maybe your pillow's a little too high, or you wake up with your chin tucked down or your shoulders hunched. Over time, this creates stiffness in the upper spine. And that stiffness, it can actually compress the arteries that carry blood to your brain, especially the vertebral arteries that run through your neck. That's why many seniors feel a little foggy, dizzy, or unstable in the morning. Not because they're weak, dumb, but because their circulation is restricted where it matters most. But you can fix that in just 3 minutes. Start with gentle neck rolls, slow circles, clockwise, then counterclockwise. Next, shrug your shoulders up toward your ears and let them drop. Then roll them forward and back in smooth, steady movements. Don't twist fast. Don't push through pain. Keep it soft, controlled, easy. These movements help relax tight muscles, open up space for better blood flow, and gently wake up the part of your body that supports your brain every second of the day. You can even combine this with the breathing practice we talked about earlier. Tomorrow morning, before reaching for your phone or stepping into the day, give your neck and shoulders a little attention. Your brain will thank you with clarity, balance, and maybe even a better mood. Let's talk about one of the smartest, simplest habits you can build: checking your blood pressure every morning. No alarms, no waiting for symptoms. Just a quick reading right after you wake up and before you eat or drink anything. Why is that so important? Because blood pressure isn't stable throughout the day. For most older adults, it naturally spikes in the morning, a phenomenon called the morning surge. It's your body's way of getting ready to move. But if that surge is too high and you don't even know it, you're walking into the day with silent risk hanging over you. High blood pressure is known as the silent killer for a reason. You don't feel it creeping up. There's no alarm going off. But inside, it can quietly damage the arteries leading to your brain and heart. That's why a daily morning reading is so powerful. It gives you a window into what's happening before symptoms ever appear. Here's what you need: a reliable upper arm blood pressure monitor, not the wrist ones. Take your reading within an hour of waking. Sit quietly for a couple of minutes before you begin. Write the number down in a notebook or use a simple app. Over time, this record becomes a gift to your doctor, helping them spot patterns and make adjustments before problems begin. Seniors who track their blood pressure regularly are more likely to stay in control, avoid surprises, and protect their long-term health. Tomorrow, take 60 seconds to check in with your body. That single habit could save your life. Now let's look at what your body actually needs in the morning, not just what to avoid. Two minerals often overlooked in senior nutrition: potassium and magnesium. These aren't fancy supplements or hard-to-find nutrients. They're basic, essential, and incredibly powerful when it comes to protecting your heart and brain. Potassium works like a natural blood pressure regulator. It helps your body flush out excess sodium and relax blood vessels. Magnesium supports healthy nerve function, improves circulation, and helps prevent the spasms that tighten arteries. Together, they create a morning shield, helping your cardiovascular system transition gently from rest to activity. And when are your arteries most sensitive? Right after you wake up. That's when your hydration is low, your vessels are tighter, and blood pressure is most volatile. So giving your body these minerals early sets the tone for the whole day. Here are some easy options: a banana with breakfast, rich in potassium, a small handful of almonds or pumpkin seeds, a few slices of avocado on whole grain toast, spinach added to a smoothie or scrambled eggs, a spoonful of chia seeds or walnuts over oatmeal. You don't have to eat all of it, just choose one. And here's the bonus: these foods aren't just heart smart, they also support brain health, digestion, and energy. Instead of grabbing a pre-packaged breakfast bar loaded with sodium and sugar, try swapping it for a real food combo that feeds your future. Your body knows the difference, and your arteries will respond accordingly. This might be the most important habit of all: taking your blood pressure medication at the right time, every single morning. Now you might be thinking, I take my meds, just sometimes it's a little later. Or, I've been doing it at night for years and I feel fine. But here's the truth: even a small delay in taking your prescribed medication, especially if it's for blood pressure, can leave your body unprotected during the most vulnerable window of the day. That window? The first few hours after waking up. It's when blood pressure tends to surge. And if you haven't taken your meds yet, your body has no defense against that spike. This isn't theory, it's backed by years of clinical data. Missing just one morning dose or taking it too late can allow your pressure to rise unchecked, which increases your stroke risk substantially. So what can you do? Make it automatic. Link it to your water habit. Keep your pills and water next to your bed. Or use a simple pill organizer. Set a reminder on your phone. Some seniors even use free apps designed to track hydration, medications, and steps, all in one place. And here's something critical. Never stop or adjust your medication just because you feel fine. That feeling likely means the medication is working. Talk to your doctor before making any changes. But until then, take your meds. Every morning, same time, no excuses. It takes less than a minute. It costs nothing. And it might be the single strongest line of defense you have against stroke. So let's take a moment and look at what we've uncovered. 8 simple morning habits. No special equipment, no complicated plans, just small, steady actions, each one designed to support your brain, your heart, and your independence. And the best part? You don't have to do them all at once. Start with just one. Maybe it's drinking water. Maybe it's a short walk or taking your blood pressure medication on time. With each habit, you're not just lowering your stroke risk, you're sending your body a message. I care. I'm paying attention. I'm not done living yet. Because this isn't just about avoiding illness. It's about protecting your ability to think clearly, move freely, and enjoy every day ahead on your own terms. One small change each morning is all it takes to begin. If even one of these habits spoke to you today, let us know in the comments. Which one are you already doing? Which one will you start tomorrow morning? Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to take their first step. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like and hit that subscribe button. At Top 10 Health Warnings, we're here to help you stay strong, sharp, and independent with practical tips that truly make a difference. Because you deserve more than just years. You deserve quality in every one of them.